It's been quite the journey with Street Fighter V beta ever since I played it this July, and wow, man, the game has changed so much since the very first beta release and all those first stress tests. I would love to say that I had a great fucking time playing Street Fighter V very early. As many as you know, the Street Fighter V beta was upheld again this December 18th for the whole weekend. Now this weekend's been pretty crazy because I already had to check out Star Wars, which is an amazing movie. I also had to get a Wii U just to go play Bayonetta 2 and other great fucking titles. And also, I had to go play Street Fighter V for at least 2 days straight. Maybe 3 to 6 hours per those days. And it was just so insane. But other than that, I'm gonna get into some things that are retrospective. And I would love to think about how crazy the game has changed. And once again, how all these characters became so different and how these characters are leading up to their final builds. Now, regardless, yes, the censor thing is really stupid. Armika's is probably the worst because they never changed anything about her super. Now, the thing about that is she still slaps her butt, but they just don't show it. She still does it, but the camera doesn't show it, so it's kind of just pointless. And on top of that, like, we already saw what happened months before this shit got censored, and her super is not as cool anymore. Now you still get the butt slam, but you don't get that impact anymore. You get the butt, but then as soon as it goes down, she no longer splits the legs and does a slam. It's just a regular, just basic slam, which it's just pretty horrible. And also, you know, with Cammy as well, Cammy's pose was censored with her crotch area and everything. And I just don't know how I feel. Now don't get me wrong, and don't assume like I'm like everybody over here. That yes, I need my video game boobies and my ass and titties, you know. It's just the fact that there's no reason to change this. And there's really, like, Capcom at this point was very influenced by the recent happenings of what was going on over at DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball 3. And they shouldn't really take it too seriously. Street Fighter, they say Street Fighter has never been really that game, and they don't want it to be. Well, first of all, it really hasn't been that game. It's always been Street Fighter, regardless of the fan service. What's the most ridiculous fan service game I've ever seen is most likely DOA. And on that subject, and which I'm about to get to in another vlog here soon this week, is that DOA back then had so much more respect for all the characters and the way it presented itself, other than today, which is just horrible. Five last round feels disgusting. It feels horrible. Now, guaranteed, I have a bunch of friends on DOA, and they talk about the netcode, they talk about the hackers, they talk about the one-and-doners, modders, you name it. That part ruins it. It absolutely ruins the whole entire game for everybody. And on top of that, Tecmo Koei is not the type of company to really care or really be passionate about this game. Regardless, this game looks beautiful. This game looks like it put a lot of time into it. Given that it's been like, what, ever since DOA 5. I think it's been like 6 years since DOA 4 came out. Around that time when DOA 5 just got announced. It's already been 6 years since DOA 4 came out around that time. And now it's even being longer. And what sucks about DOA is that, yes, it is that game. It is that type of game. People come to expect it. It is very, very Japanese. And it's very typical. Now, when I say that is because of all the ridiculous fan service, all the ridiculous characters, and all the stupid boop systems that you can configure in the game. It's just become that type of game. And it sucks, man. But on another subject, yes, Street Fighter V will never be like DOA nowadays. It would never be like that. And I don't see why Capcom is so scared to be attacked by all these just... God, I don't even want to categorize them. They're just people. And it's like, these people, they say all sorts of shit. And it's ridiculous. And people are going to come back at me saying that, yes, I need my ass and titties in my game. Not really. It's just the fact that I saw it before, and sometimes some things are better left undone. If people are exposed to one thing, then why change it? Why alter it, you know? And it's just, I don't know what to say about it. But yes, Armika and Cammy got censored in this build for sure. They didn't change anything. But yeah, like these past beta builds, it's amazing, truly. Cammy was like a top tier character, most offensive character in the game. Charlie was good, and I think Charlie's still good, but he's not as I thought he would be anymore. They say he's the most offensive character type. Well, I would love to think about that, but to be honest, there's more characters on this roster, more offensive characters than Nash right now. And ever since Nash got nerfed, and since Nash doesn't have any good legitimate wake-ups, he doesn't feel as offensive. He just feels like a trickster character. That's what he really is. Now, with this thing going on, it feels like, you know, they should have changed Nash's moves just a bit, like his V-trigger. If they really wanted him to be an offensive character, two of his special moves, called Moon Slice and his grapple, should be overhead, just to be scary. Also, his teleports should be a special move. Now, he can be the most broken character in the game, regardless. But, like, that, I feel like, in my opinion, that feels more like his offensive options. If his things got rechanged back into that, and if he got one of his special moves, which is just a regular teleport instead of a V-trigger. Because I really don't feel like in this current build of Street Fighter V, which was December 18th, I feel like Charlie has dimmed down just a bit more. And he doesn't feel as great. He doesn't feel as offensive as I thought he would be. You know, but it's just, it's ridiculous nerfs to certain characters. And we're only like 2 months away from this game actually being released very soon. It's crazy, man. By the time Christmas hits, it's time for more games next year. Like Mirror's Edge and Street Fighter V, and of course I'll be getting DOA Extreme for research, if you know what I mean. But again, yeah, like ridiculous nerfs throughout the whole entire beta changes. Ryu's combos got extremely nerfed in this build. Even before this build, like he's just throughout, like I'm doing this as a look back, and he's just extremely like nerfed in his combos. Regardless, still fun to play. He's just extremely like nerfed. Other people I would talk about. Some characters, mediums got nerfed, like Karin's, and I believe it was, I want to say M. Bison, or gosh, I don't know another character that their mediums got nerfed. I think it was Nash too, because these characters could do 2 mediums crouching, and then they can do 2 more hits while standing. As soon as they stand up, they can do 2 more hits. So it was like, for Nash, it was crouching medium twice into a standing light into a medium, which was basically his target combo into the slice, and you can do a super if you chose to, and that would do ridiculous damage. But in this build, they changed the combos a lot, and it was pretty interesting to see. But yeah, Karin's one too. She doesn't do 2 mediums on the ground either, which was kind of broken at the time because, man, you would get in there for an easy 6-hit combo. All you had to do was mash crouching medium into standing medium with the special move. I forgot what her special move one was. It was the kicks. I really don't know. Raseha, or whatever they call it. Don't blame me. I mean, I went through English voices and I could barely hear what they were saying. Even though I got a command list and could just look them up easy. But yeah. Birdie still felt the same in this build. Ken too. Just a couple more characters. Armika felt the same to me as well. And Vega as well. And like, I was very, like, if you wanted to know the first 2 characters, I was very impressed with Zangief and Dhalsim as far as designs. They looked better than what I saw in the trailers. Given this isn't King of Fighters 14 trailer overanalyzes, but like, as soon as I saw them, I just felt happy that they're in this build of the game, and actually did play him. Now, Zangief is not the guy from 4. He feels very nerfed. He's still scary, and I feel like he has a lot of reach with his grapples. It feels almost Street Fighter 2-esque, to where if you throw out an empty jab or a mid-punch, he can throw you with a light. That's how much reach he has. He can throw you with anything, just so as long as you do like a standing normal or something. If you do any standing normal, he can just grab it. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, like, it feels very reminiscent to Street Fighter 2. For you Zangief players out there who play Street Fighter 4, don't get me on this, please. I mean, like, this is my first time playing Zangief and Dhalsim ever in a Street Fighter game. I always loved my grapple characters, but I always stuck with Alex from Third Strike. I never really played Zangief or any of the original characters from like Street Fighter 2. Necro too. Necro, I would say he's a hybrid. He's a range grappler, let's say that. He's a range grappler. I like Necro and I like Alex as far as my grapplers. Armika at the time didn't feel like much of a grappler to me, but she still had a lot of stuff going on for her, and now she's like actually a true grappler in Street Fighter 5. But yeah, again, it was good to see Zangief. He seems very good in this game, regardless of his nerfs. Now he can scare people with his running grab, even though his running grab doesn't do the automatic grapple anymore like it used to in Street Fighter 4. He doesn't have his green hand anymore, sadly. He can't get in there. So he doesn't have a lot of, movement options like a true grappler would be, He has to work his way in there. He cannot, do green hand into EX or into FADC, He has to find a way to get in there. And even with his green hand gone, he's still got his really good V-trigger, which just dodges every single projectile and sucks in the character for free hits. And given with that, if you keep doing it, he can hit you 9 times and launch you in the air while you're spinning, and that just leads to one more extra hit that leads into maybe stun or something. You can do a setup with that extra hit, or I want to say, I believe you can do a grapple. You can do that air grapple that he has in this Street Fighter, which is really, really cool. Like, man, he feels scary with the air grab. It's pretty crazy. Given that it was Charlie, Chun-Li. Yeah, Charlie, Chun-Li have air grapples. Cammy does not have one. I think they took out Cammy's air throw. Let's see. So yeah, this is the final beta phase, and I'm surprised because they had one more character going for it, and I thought Fang was gonna appear in it as a little bonus present for all these, you know, for the holidays and Christmas, and for all the people who played Street Fighter V throughout the whole entire mid-year, which was, you know, July and everything. But no, Fang did not appear in this build, and I was very disappointed because I wanted to see how he played. With Zangief out of the way, I did play Dhalsim. Great character, but I will have the real matches up, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I said I'm gonna play Dhalsim 3 times. I didn't care if I won or lost. I lost all 3 matches, 1 rank and 2 casual. Guys, this is why I probably never picked up any of the other characters, because I'm not a Dhalsim player. I'm more, ever since Street Fighter V, ever since Killer Instinct, I've been more of a balanced and grappler and offensive character user. I never really cared for gimmicks and range attacks and setups with dealing with projectiles and stuff that sticks on the ground. I just never was a big fan of it. That's probably why I never stuck with Kon-Ra and Killer Instinct, because I just didn't like it. I wanted to get in there and use, you know, let my fists do the talking. And you know, like, I got my projectiles and everything, but still, I just do not like setup characters. I do not like range and setup characters, because it's just the simple fact that they're not my playstyle. Not that the fact that, oh, they're cheap and they spam and they do all this other crap. If they do what they do, I respect it, because they're not very good up close. And like, even some of these Dhalsim players, they probably only got like 3 combos in Street Fighter 4 that do up close damage, but mainly with those characters, they have to play keep away. And that's fine. I don't care if you're annoying, I don't care if you have to use gimmicks. If that's the way you play, that's the way you play. But as far as for me, because I had to try every single character, you know me, like I love this game too much, you know. I wanted to see how everybody feels, I wanted to see how they play before the actual game releases here in 2 months. And still, 2 months is quite a while. And like, I still wanted to play everybody, so I get a chance when I have to. But again, yeah, Dhalsim was not my greatest exhibition matches. No, they were not my greatest matches at all. I did not like playing Dhalsim. I think he's really cool in this game, but he's not for me at all. I'm trying to think. Laura feels the same. It's so funny because I played through the beta, you know, and I went through. Now here was my biggest complaint. Well, it shouldn't really be a complaint, it's more like a peeve. So, you know how everybody played Cammy, Birdie, and Ryu, or Bison, Cammy, and Birdie in the very first beta phases? Well, when I played this beta build, all I saw for the three top characters, everyone I saw, there was a bunch of Ryus, there was a bunch of Lauras, and there was a bunch of Cammys. I had 3 armies coming at me, all playing new characters and everything. I did not have too many Bisons, I didn't have too many Vegas. Shit, I didn't even have too many Kens. And that's surprising because everybody loves Shotos. Everybody thinks Shotos are the greatest. And that's a given, but you know, seeing how this is Street Fighter V, there's a bunch more interesting characters to use. And while these people are training up, they're reusing everything, they just couldn't, you know, mix it up a bit. This game is not coming out for a while, and all they want to do is play Ryu for 6 hours straight. They don't want to try a new character like I do. They just don't want that. Either they don't want to lose, or they don't care for them. They think one character is the greatest of them all, you know? And like, yeah, there's tiers in Street Fighter. Some people don't have better things than other characters, but still, it's like, man, just please play another character, try something. You know, this is your chance. Because when the actual product comes out, everything that you do stays, you know? It stays in your records. It stays in your, like, things. And, you know, you couldn't just, like, fuck around with the other characters and have fun with the game. You just had to play your main all the damn time. And you didn't really care about anyone. So that was my biggest pet peeve. Regardless, you know, the three characters, I still love Laura. I still love Cammy. It's just that, yeah, those armies were coming at me like a bitch, man. Like, those, every time I got a match, no matter who I played, whether it was Nash, Rashid, or Karin, it was either a Laura, Ryu, or Cammy that was going to pop up as my next match. I saw quite a bit of Chun-Li's. Chun-Li is getting a lot of attention, which is really good. Armika was not used as much. I was very disappointed in Armika's usage because she's a really good fucking character. And I probably only faced like two people who love using Armika, so yeah, it's just disappointing to see all these characters be underused right next to these three characters that are being overused, you know? Now, I don't want that to be a trend where Street Fighter V and their top 8s are going to be like, yeah, there was like 6 Ryus, 1 Laura, and 1 Cammy. Like, I don't want top 8s to be like that. Especially with all these other pro players talking about how many Elenas are in top 8 for Ultra Street Fighter 4. I think that shit is super hilarious. Again, yeah, the beta is fun as hell. This beta has been fun throughout the mid-year, man. It's just, I don't want to repeat myself, you know? I just love it. I love the October beta. I love the November stress test matches. I loved all the characters, and I loved all what Capcom did for the players. You know, say what you say about, oh yeah, press start to fail to log in, but still, we got what we wanted. And in the end, and it worked out for everybody, you know? And like, I'm totally satisfied with the final product if this is the final build of the game that's going to be released February 16th, I believe. But yeah, no, it's been fucking great. This is B-Tang. Thanks for watching all my Street Fighter V videos. You guys, if you guys want more Street Fighter V matches, there's one last batch coming out this week. And this will be the full, I think it might be 2 hours of December matches just for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put in all the characters as well, as I played 3 to 5 times with them. I think I started playing every single character 5 times. And then I started thinking about it, and I said it might be way too long, so I decided to put 3 matches for each character that I played, regardless if I won or lost. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys stay safe. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you on the next video. I think it might be DOA. I got a rant on DOA. Guys, man, like, I don't want to keep on too long, but yeah, like, I had a bunch of complaints on DOA's online community and everything, so I'll talk about that here in a minute. And, shout outs to you guys. Thanks a lot for subscribing, and thanks a lot for liking and watching all my music videos. I'm sorry for the delays and everything, but it's the holidays and I'm tired, I'm busy, and I've been working a lot. So, peace guys. Later.